Hey, I just thought of a good tip I'm going to pass on to you. And I learned this from David Pearson. David has a YouTube channel, Fun in the Woods. I highly recommend you go check it out. A lot of survival techniques, a lot of bushcraft techniques, how to build shelters out of just what you have laying out in the woods. I would highly recommend you go by and check his channel out. That I learned from him and I forgot about when I came out here today is right now I'm getting ready to take my backpack off so I can do this section of trail right here. David carries a couple bungee cords with him so I'd be able to take my pack off and bungee cord to a tree so it's not sitting on the ground. I forgot it. So thank goodness it is February. I have seen that one big spider out here already today, but the tick shouldn't be out, so I'm going to go ahead and take my pack off, set it on the ground. But from now on, I'm going to remember that bungee cord, bungee it to the tree, make it a lot better. You don't want ticks, you don't want things like that getting in your pack. You strap it back on, they start biting you in the back of the neck and all over the place. That's a great idea. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Okay, I think that section looks a lot better. I think I'm going to find me a good place to eat some lunch. You go out into the woods in February, you always got to be careful. It might be a nice day when you're heading out, but things can change fast. Here's kind of a classic example. The rain is not supposed to move in till tonight, but if I look in the horizon there, over the top of the lake and the top of the trees, I see some pretty dark clouds coming in. And what used to be partly sunny has now turned pretty cloudy. So you never know. If something was to happen back here and I was to get hurt and I had to kind of hang out until somebody could come out here and find me, I've got rain gear, I've got warm clothing, and I have a shelter, a rain-proof shelter that I can put up. Because you just never know. It's not really supposed to turn cold till tomorrow afternoon, but then again, that could all change. Weather systems are weird these days. They change in a hurry. All right. Now that's weird. I wonder why that's going off. It could either be a test or the emergency broadcast system and the weather radios and weather towers they have, the warning system. But then again, Russia was supposed to attack today Ukraine, and I just wonder. I think I'm going to get my phone out and check some messages and see if I can get a news. Make sure that that's not some other kind of warning. Hopefully it's just a noon warning and everything's good. Kind of eerie. Back to the weather. Just prepare. It doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't take much effort to prepare for the worst and be pleasantly surprised. That's kind of the philosophy that I like to go on when I'm here out in the wilderness, backpacking, walking around. Here is a real nice campsite for anybody that's backpacking and wants to come out here and spend the night. This is it right here. And you can see you've got a very nice view. things you always want to do when you stop and take a break, especially if it's a little chilly outside. Go ahead and get your warm clothes out. Go ahead and get a vest out, a jacket, maybe even a hat. Keep all your body heat in. Unless you've overheated, keep all that body heat in. I think I'll go ahead and eat some lunch, and then I'll show you what I've got in my backpack. Feeling with this weather looking like it is, I got a feeling this is about as far in as I'm going to go. I'm going to do some trail maintenance on the way back out in case make sure. I was only planning on being in the woods anywhere between 6 and 8 hours today. But when it's winter time, you have to be careful because things can change so fast on you out here. I had my lunch, and then I've got my Gatorade on the top pocket. I've got a cell phone. Now, a cell phone, people used to kind of make fun of cell phones. Like, what do you have a cell phone with you? But the same people that were making fun of a cell phone probably had a two-way radio with them, an emergency radio. So that's what a cell phone has become these days, especially if there's any chance of having service. Gigantic wrap Band-Aid. I carry stuff like this for a severe cut. Say if something happened and I cut an artery or something, put some clothing on it and be able to wrap it as much as I could and try to get out as fast. 5-hour energy, extra strength. A little first aid kit, antibacterial wipes with me, essential toilet paper, a Canon with several 2 or 3 batteries with it. I have a all-weather emergency Fuji all-weather camera, waterproof camera, a waterproof bag, extra pair of smart wool socks, Patagonia warm insulated top, Patagonia warm fleece bottoms, a Patagonia warm cold weather t-shirt that has seen its better days, as you can see, but I tell you what, it's super, super warm. Marmot long underwear tops, warmer pair of gloves, an OR rain hat. Always like my orange. You'll notice I've got orange on my backpack, and this is an orange vest. So I carry this for rescue. I carry this for a rescue flag that you could hang up in a tree. A little fire starter kit. Very important. Complete rain suit. Not only does it protect you from moisture, but it protects you from the wind too. If the wind picked up and you had to stay out for the night. This isn't just a pretty blanket all this is sitting on. This is a emergency shelter. You can have some paracord with me that I could actually make a shelter pretty easy if I needed to. And you started going into shock and you started getting really, really cold, you could actually lay down on the ground and you could just roll up in this, just like a tortilla. And that would reflect your body heat and keep you warm enough to survive. Patagonia warm fleece hat. Remember, an extra hat is like having an extra jacket in the wilderness. Plastic bags, leaf bags with me. You can always take these and fill them with leaves and use them as a blanket. Gorilla tape and a few extra AA batteries inside there. A rain cover for my backpack that'll fit on my backpack. Paracord 550. 75 feet of it. I've got a saw and I've got my snippers for the maintenance. So there you go. That's everything that I have in my backpack that I carry. I believe I could not only spend a night here, but I could endure the rains that are coming and then the falling temperatures tomorrow until somebody could actually get out here and rescue it. Have enough stuff in your backpack that you can spend the night, even though you have no plans of spending the night. Stay away from cotton as much as you possibly can. All your clothing, your pants, your shirt. Now, it's questionable about this top that I have on. This is a Patagonia fleece top. I see different things about fleece. Some people say fleece is going to be okay. It's actually made out of recycled bottled material. It's going to be okay. I've also seen that some fleece is made out of cotton. You want to stay away from cotton. Everything that I have on today is all moisture wicking new age material. And my boots always wear good quality waterproof boots, especially in the fall, winter, and spring. Hey, I appreciate you coming to the channel. That's LAF Space Film Fest. That's capital LAF Space Film Fest. Hey, if you would, hammer down that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Helps me to come out here, film things like this, and share them with you. 12-mile loop trail around Indian and Celina Lake. Hoosier National Forest. It's a real national treasure. I would say a cat lives in here for sure. Looks like a pretty good sized cat. Maybe a bobcat? Maybe something bigger. I don't know. But I can tell as I get back in that area, I feel cool air coming out like an air conditioner. So that cave, there's an entrance and it's going back in there a pretty good ways. Now legend has it, there's a Native American family living back here even in the 1800s. Up in this cave here. And the owner of the property eventually caved it in or blocked it off. It just says that he blocked it off. Blocked it off because he was afraid one of his grandkids were going to get back in there and get trapped. But I got a feeling this cat has figured out a way to dig the burrow itself through that. And it's back in there. So I got a little nervous once I got back in there looking around. Man, I'd hate to come face to face with a big cat. Not a good thing at all. In 2020, I had come up this trail right here, and I was doing some clearing. I was walking up here, and right when I got about right here, laying on that rock, right where my clippers are right now, was a gigantic snake. Now I'm sure it was laying there because that faces west, and that rock had probably gotten warm. It was early in the spring, but that rock had probably gotten warm. It saw me, and it jumped off. And it literally sounded like if you had a 50-foot garden hose all reeled up into a circle and you threw it all at one time down on the ground. The thump that would make, that's what that snake sounded like. It jumped off that rock, it hit the ground, and it went so fast down that gully, down into that little ditch right there. I was shocked. I cannot believe a snake can go that fast. Went like an arrow. Didn't sliver back and forth, as straight as you could imagine. Went straight down, hit that gully right there, shot down that gully, and then went past this tree, and in no time was totally gone and headed right on down to Celina Lake. I've been out here doing the wilderness thing for a pretty long time now, and I've seen some pretty big snakes out in the forest and on the river trips we take. But I tell you what, that one right there spooked me because it was like, holy cow. As fast as he went down this ravine, I don't think I could have outran him. If he would have come straight at me, it would have been a challenge because he was fast. Probably at least that big around. It was probably a water moccasin, is my guess, but it was the king daddy of the water moccasins, I tell you that. That's my story about this section. I'm always nervous when I come through here. I know it's winter time, it's mid-February, I don't really have to worry about it now, but if you come through here and from springtime on, if you come through this area right here with these cliffs, just be careful because I'm telling you, there's a big snake back here. And in fact, to add to the story on the snake I just told you about, right here by this tree, had a bunch of weeds around it. I took it, I had my weed eater back here, I cleared it all out, shut the weed eater off, looked down, and there was a pair of ladies' high heel shoes. Fancy high heel shoes that were tucked up there against that tree right there. That was freaky. If you look at my videos, go back, and it's one of my very first videos, but I think it says the shoes. Hoosier National Forest maintenance, the shoes. Check it out. I ended up calling the sheriff's department. They came out here. They confiscated the shoes, took them with them. Tell you what, that was creepy. Why in the world would there be a pair of high heel shoes stashed in the woods out here? Creepy things happen in the wilderness. Always have, always will. Just come on out, enjoy yourself, but be prepared for the unexpected. Montana's always waiting for me, always with a smile on her face. You have a good day.